Can you believe me now?
I don't know what I believe anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie. I'm Mike,
I'm Jay.
and this is the Color Out of Space review. I mean, no, Color Out of Space. Don't put a the in front of it.
I'm gonna tell you what, when you watch this movie, your whole week, your whole month is gonna be taint sprayed from the weirdness. It's just, I don't know what to do.
I feel like I inhaled exhaust fumes.
Yeah, it's like, I was like watching it when I was done watching the movie, I was like, what in the clock, sewer pipe, overflowing toilet water, eating a bad mushroom on Sunday was this? Like, it's the strangest, weirdest fucking, it was like the Human Centipede kind of gross with Hellraiser mix, but like just fucking just over the top, like leaving Las Vegas out there, natural born killers and strobe effect shit with aliens.
Also a Borg Star Trek movie. Throw it in.
Yeah, goddamn 3 of 9. Where the fuck was she? She should have saved the day. Locutus.
Yeah. It's fucking weird, man. So yeah, Richard Stanley directed this movie. He's come back from a long stint of not directing movies to direct this, and it's got Nicolas Cage in it, and it's a horror fantasy gonzo fucking. It's like eating at it's like you ate at the Las Vegas cafe that they ate at in National Lampoon's Las Vegas movie. Remember when they go to that buffet and like it's all that green and yellow and like blue shit?
Yeah, it makes you feel weird. Like it just makes you question everything in life. It makes you, I don't know, want to go outside and stand in the sun like Superman and soak up the rays of life.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's like, you know what it is? It's like being at a Denny's at 3 o'clock in the morning and just seeing the weird people like flocking out like in a fucking Thriller music video and just watching it all happen. It's just weird, dude. Like it's awkward. Like, and that's what I was telling Mike before we started filming. It's like, did it scare me? No, I mean maybe a little bit, but I think it's the uncomfortableness of the whole movie. Like the way it makes you feel is really what is disturbing about it.
I went through a wild ride with my emotions.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like just standing outside, like having a smoke or something, and somebody coming over and randomly start talking to you and saying that they like to have someone eat Captain Crunch out of their butthole.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? And then they're like looking at you with like smeared lipstick, and then they're like, I don't know, it's just, and they have like a half-painted clown face. It's just a bunch of weird shit. No, I won't. I'm not that drunk yet. Give me 2 more beers. But yeah, it's just. It was well, I mean, for a Nick Cage movie, it's actually a pretty well done film. I mean, it's considering what Nick Cage normally puts out now and again, but.
Well, then again, I mean, Nick Cage lately has had a couple fucking bangers too. You know?
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it felt like he was getting back into the groove of things. And it's not like he goes like wild ass fucking, riding a horse all the way down to New Mexico, Nick Cage, but he does have moments where he bursts out and he does that classic, like, cocksuckers and shit and facts. Yeah. Like there's some moments like that. Like he's like, those are alpaca.
Yeah. So basically, if you don't know, the plot of the movie is Nick Cage and his family, his 2 sons, his daughter, and his wife move out into the middle of the sticks, and they move out to the middle of nowhere, and then they show how weird they all are. And they're not that much weirder than just the normal family for the most part. I mean, everyone's
that one bitch was practicing goddamn witchcraft in the middle of the fucking.
But for teenagers, it's not even that weird, But all of a sudden, this one night, this huge light comes in, and this meteorite strikes, and then all hell breaks loose, and then sooner or later, weird shit starts happening. It turns into a weird version of John Carpenter's The Thing, and people start dying, and crazy shit starts happening, and the movie unravels itself into a bucket of holy fuck. When did I end up? Why am I watching Bozo the Clown on a Sunday afternoon?
You know what? It's like that part in the 40-Year-Old Virgin when Steve Carell gets vomited on, and he was like, "Did you have a daiquiri by any chance?" And he goes, "I thought maybe you did." Like that's how you feel like after the movie really gets rolling. But you were right. It takes about, I don't know, I'd say a good 30 minutes to really set the scene and to get going from there. But once it really picks up and doesn't let go the entire time, and it's fucking like goddamn, Mark Summers from Double Dare, and just the ooze is coming down on all those kids. Like everybody's getting fucking oozed. It doesn't matter if you're even sitting. I'm sure somebody around here. I was watching the movie by myself. Got a taste of that uncomfortableness. It just stretches out like the fucking organism in the movie. Because that's what it is. Invasion of the Body Snatchers with The Thing, like with Human Centipede grossness and Hellraiser mix, all together in a blob. and that's what you get. But it is H.P. Lovecraftian, so if you're you get like a very nihilistic point of view of a lot of things. So if you like those kind of novels, or you like H.P. Lovecraft, then it's up your alley.
Yeah, it's literally a turn off of an H.P. Lovecraft book. Lovecraft. I got the H.P. Lovecrafts.
That's what Rob Zombie has.
But yeah, dude. When I say I went through a range of emotions watching this, what I went from was because I saw the trailers and I heard all the hubbub about this, and I watched the trailer and I just thought to myself, I was like, I don't like it. Like this looks like this is just from the trailer. I was like, I don't. Yeah. This doesn't appease me very much. Like there's something about this I don't even want to watch. And because it's just. I don't know. It felt low budget and stupid, but when I watched the movie, I still had that same feel for about the first 20, 25 minutes of it. But when shit starts to happen, apart from just loving everything Nicolas Cage does because he's Nicolas Cage, but when shit started to happen, I got this strange. I don't want to say Stephen King, but I got this strange feeling of impending doom. Like when shit started to go wrong, and it was getting crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier, and I just found myself like. All of a sudden, like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened? Why am I scared right now? Why do I have this deep pit in my stomach? The movie really kind of freaked me out.
You know, I could see it freaking. I mean, I guess I got a little freaked out. Maybe that's, but it just, I just felt like I felt wrong. Like I felt like I watched a murder scene and like I wasn't telling anybody about it, and like watching a red room happen in the dark web. And like, it was on, so I might as well just, watch and see what's all the hubbub, like you said. But yeah, I didn't have any expectations going in because I didn't even remember seeing a trailer for this, or maybe I had and forgotten about it so completely. So I had zero expectations, and I guess that's what it was such a weird, kind of enjoyable movie, even to say that it was strange and unpleasant. But much like a dildo in your butt for the first time, it's not always going to be great. Not from a personal experience, mind you.
Preach, sister.
Not from personal experience, but no, it was just one of those things. Like I guess like if you go in thinking that it's going to be something, and it turns out not to be that way, then you might be a little disappointed or be like, this fucking sucks. Really, it's just a disjointed puzzle piece that all the pieces fit wrong. But if you go in there and not have any kind of expectations, you're like, I'm just wanting to see a good story. You'll get that in spades because the story is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's been done a million times. I mean, but then again, H.P. Lovecraft was out before a lot of those other movies. Like, I think that everything has been borrowed from each other for so many different times over the years. But
I think the story makes no fucking sense, though. Like, it doesn't.
Well,
like,
it's
the shit that happens never means anything. It's just
yeah, because what it is. Well, yeah, fucking McDonald. What is it? Ronald comes out there with 2 hamburgers.
Yeah,
he's like fucking Ronald McDonald's like, would you like some fucking burgers?
It's weird, man, because it's like none of the shit makes sense. Like, okay, first off, there are no rules. It's like when that guy goes into Little Caesars and she's like, I forgot what she said about a $5 pizza or whatever. It's like, what? He's like, no rules. And he takes his shirt off and she's like, put your shirt back on. He's like, there's one rule. Like that's how I felt watching this because there are no rules. Like when this thing starts to fuck people up, you don't know how it fucks people up. You know that people see the color and the color gets them, and then weird shit starts happening. But everything's broken apart and fragmented. And at first, you don't like it because you can't really grasp what's happening. But
yeah,
when the rules, like when you do grasp what's happening and shit starts to get freaky, it just put me in a dark place, and I was both intrigued and scared, and I was like along for the ride at that point.
Yeah, it's pretty much like watching a WWE event or something. They're like, cage match, no rules.
I'll say
like
this,
everything else is going normal, and then it's like a cage match,
yeah,
and it's a ladder match, and there's a Hell in a Cell. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And Ric Flair's coming back for the 1900th time. Holy shit!
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but when the mom scene happened, that's when I was just like, oh, I'm.
Are you talking about the very, very big, the very first one with the knife?
No, I'm talking about the.
Oh yeah, what you got?
Yeah, I'm talking about someone trying to put a fucking ho-ho inside of a burrito and stuck it in the microwave.
That sounds great for a stoner, but no, the thing is though is like that.
Movie.
I know. Oh, dude, this thing would fucking ruin a stoner's high. Like this thing would send them into outer space backwards and through a black hole with their pants through a cornfield. Like it would be too much for them. But no, dude, the first scene that got me, it wasn't just like one happening after the other that really, it was just images. Like, you know what I mean? Like that really fucking fucked with me. Like the one scene when she was at the kitchen, and it was such a simple scene, but when she turns around, she's like, dinner's ready. I was like, what the fuck is this? Because it kind of had the feel of like Hereditary. or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was just really unpleasant vibes going on at this point. It's like, who fucking farted? Like, it was like weird. And then when it got to that one point though, when the girl's coming downstairs after she did this Wiccan Necronomicon shit, which came out of nowhere, like she was trying to raise the devil while aliens are invading our buttholes. This isn't the worst time that you could be doing that. But anyhow, when she looks down at her mom and what's become of her after that, pink light slime, and you just see the little boy and the whole thing, and you hear the crying. I was like, oh my fuck, dude. And the mewling. And that was before on, the big ooey boogie when it gets fully transformed. But god damn, dude.
I love the way we try to cover up spoilers, by the way. It's the best. You know that part when it was like, ooey boogie.
Yeah, but they don't know. But nobody could ever say that's a spoiler. Like, oh yeah, they spoiled the movie. Those assholes said ooey bagooey and gave the whole movie away.
That's my point. It's great. It's fun. And for people who've seen it, you know exactly what the fuck we're talking about. And actually the special effects, I thought, and I made a knock on this when I watched the trailer, that it was, you got a window open or something? There's like a solid wind that's just like,
There was a little wind. I swear to God, dude, literally, after we're talking about this, I swear on my life, a fucking wreck just happened outside.
No shit.
Dude, this truck flipped over onto its side. Like, I don't know what happened. I didn't see it actually occur, but it's flipped over on its side. And there's people like around it.
Are they okay?
I don't know. I'm not going out there.
God damn.
Well, I mean, there might be aliens. No, I don't know. It looks like everybody's walking around. There's just traffic backed up because they're trying to get, I guess they're going to get a tow truck. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be able to lift it. But yeah, dude, it was like this. That's how bad this movie is. I mean, not bad in a bad way, but like so bad that it affects things around you. It's like the Force.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time concentrating because that kid is back on the escalator.
Yeah, dude, it is. I'm trying to do this review with you, but I got live PD out my window.
I'm glad everybody seems to be okay. At least they're walking around and shit.
Yeah, they're walking around.
You should just scream out and be like, "Hey, are you okay?"
It's like,
I need to know.
I was
so
like,
I can
this is why you invest in alpaca. Alpaca.
Like, I'm trying to podcast up here, asshole. But
anyway, yeah. But on a 1 to 10 scale, of pure just freaky factor and like hokabakuka, and just the way it makes you feel, like I give it a 7.5. Really, like it's one of the more interesting, disturbing films I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I'm about there with you too. I'm weird about it, man, because like I said, I got really into it and I started to get freaked out, and the crescendo was fucking just like, it just kept peaking a little bit and peaking a little bit and peaking, and it was getting crazier and crazier and crazier to the point where I was like, oh fuck, I'm really into this right now. Yeah. And I wasn't a huge fan of the ending, but I didn't expect to be. Like halfway through, I was like, this movie's gonna end and I'm gonna be like, what the fucking fuck,
Yeah.
But it's just like eating Taco Bell. Like you know that
you almost got your crescendo, but then she pulls out and says, by the way, I have syphilis. You're like, fuck.
Not again.
Oh, damn it.
Double trouble.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like the ending, kind of the very, very last part of the movie. Again, it's nihilistic as fuck. Like, I mean, it's like there is no happy ending, really. I mean, it's just, it's over, Jim. But it's I could see how that could turn some people off, because if some people like, they like their disturbing movies, they like their horror movies, and that's all good and great. But they like to have at least some kind of glimmer of hope. This motherfucker is hopeless.
Yeah.
Like there is no hope at the end of this movie.
Two things in the movie, though. Like we mentioned The Thing earlier. This movie, I haven't heard many people say this about it, but I was really impressed with the special effects and how they did certain things.
The practical effects were on point.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking gnarls Barkley on.
Because I haven't seen like that. It reminded me of like late '80s practical effects too, like the really good ones, like they used for like gooey monstrous shit. Like not even the late '80s, just '80s. Like The Thing is a perfect example of it. We've said that 100 times, but it really is like that. Or even the practical effects they used on, which, I mean, you can bitch about them. I think it came out in 1990, but the Blob remake, they used a lot of pretty cool practical effects in that too.
Yeah, and a lot of the essence of the light is kind of blobish too.
Yeah.
But and one other thing that's just to put that in the can is the whole Nicolas Cage thing. Another thing I was worried about going in this was like, okay, is Gonzo Cage being overused a little bit? Because it worked for Mandy. That was a perfect thing to put Nick Cage in. But now you've got another horror movie and he's supposed to go crazy Cage again. And that's all the way all the reviews read. But if you're expecting that, temper your expectations a bit, because like you said, there's a couple of moments where he actually pulls out the crazy Cage. But what these people are talking about is something he does that's completely different from anything he's ever done. He's imitating someone in his life. I don't want to give spoilers away, but he's imitating someone in his life. And it's not angry, screaming Cage. It's like this weird. It's almost like a weird old California man that's like, "What are you gonna do when I tell you to go inside?" And it's like fucking weird. Like it's almost one of my least favorite Crazy Cages.
Yeah, I think that he's I don't even know, like it's almost like he's become in a way like in Hollywood like a sideshow because
Yeah.
of his his quote unquote crazy Cage shit that he does. And I almost feel like it's insulting to him as an actor because he's a great actor. Like Cage is one of the best actors out there, period.
Yeah.
And like but this whole like I have to be crazy and fucking wild, and all the time in every movie that I make is kind of ridiculous. I mean, he does do that, but it's not up to a point where it's like where it's annoying or it's made to feel like a sideshow circus. It's done in just the right way for this movie.
Yeah, he does it fine, and I think he always does that. I think for him, he's not trying to do Crazy Cage. He's not trying to pull a one trick pony. I think when he goes crazy like that, it's because it's his version of going crazy with the character. So it's authentic, and for him, the way he does it. It's just that in this movie, it wasn't. It was usually Crazy Cage is like full 100% entertaining. I'm having a goddamn blast. What's he gonna do next? And when he went kind of crazy with this character.
Yeah.
The way he was talking and the way he was doing his shit, I just didn't like it, and that's weird for me to say. But I was just like, listen.
Maybe it was like a deeper thing he was trying to pull off because the thing was making him go crazy. And like you mentioned something before I even started watching it, we were talking through text that it was he started talking like his dad, so it was like he was imagining being a child again, and then he didn't want to become his father because there was a few times that he said he's not his dad.
Well, that's what
so
it was. Yeah, that's
becoming his
father.
father.
I wasn't gonna say what it was because it's kind of spoilery, but that's what it was. I mean, he was being his dad, so he was trying to sound like his dad, and like I said, it came off like a weird California dude that was like yelling. It wasn't
the Californians.
Yeah, it wasn't like a fun Crazy Cage. She was like, seriously, go inside. I don't want you outside.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Get you an Uber. Get out of my face, Karen.
I'll save you the I'll save you the trouble. Also, get the fuck out of his face. Okay. I'm tired. There's that one part. He was like, "I'm so tired of the drama."
Yeah. I didn't like it. It was just like a drunk vegan. I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding. It was a joke, but
more like a high vegan.
Well, they're always high, Jay. But
yes,
no,
they are.
I'm kidding. Fucking hippies.
Dirty old fucking skinks.
You get that mechanical asshole out of my yard.
Get a job and wash your ass.
Wash your hands. Wash your butt.
I like
totally
Tommy Chong though, by the way, at the very, toward when he was out in the woods. Perfect Tommy Chong, a recluse that he is, living out there like off the grid with solar panels, and smoking his weed. But he's like, there's one scene where he's like, "Hey man," he goes, "You want to listen to the people under the floor?" He's like, "Who are the people under the floor?" He's like, "The aliens, dude."
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you sure this is Tommy Chong playing a character? Or is this just Tommy Chong stumbling on set and like doing it?"
Pretty sure that's always Tommy Chong, man.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 too. I think as a it's kind of sucks because if they would have just like not been so focused on being so weird, they could have made a really scary fucking movie out of this.
Yeah, I think that well, and it's weird too because when you go on Google and you look at the listings for it, they list it as drama fantasy, which I can see the fantastical part of it absolutely in science fiction. The horror elements are there, but it's almost like it didn't have a full charge of the battery or something. They or maybe it was like so much like they didn't know what they wanted to make.
Yeah.
Did they want to make a sci-fi / horror like fantasy dealing with issues like inside a family, or did they want to make a full-on horror movie inside? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it didn't really have an identity one way or the other. There's
the Hollywood Reporter did an interview with Richard Stanley, and they talked about it. And he's into some crazy Wiccan shit and all this stuff like that. He's an eccentric dude, but when he explains what certain characters meant and certain things were, trust me, dude. It makes sense after you hear him explain, after you watch the movie. It doesn't make the movie make sense, but it's some wild out there shit that he was trying to get across, like some wild fucking shit. If anybody's really interested in this movie, I'd recommend just Google THR Richard Stanley interview. He was going all over the fucking place with it, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, nobody was trying to make a specific kind of movie here. It was just this wild. It's like it really is like someone just smoked a bunch of fucking peyote and made a movie, man. But they did it with genuine work and heart.
I think it was like that kid that in Super Troopers, Fucking the one that he's like, I love acid.
Yeah.
He's the writer on this.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. It's out there, but it's original as fuck. Sorta. I mean, actually, it's not that original either because this kind of story's been done. But the movie itself is original. It has its own tone. It has its own wild shit. So,
Yeah, but I would say I would never revisit it. It's just too much for me. Like it's just too fucking weird. I don't know.
I see that, but I actually am going to revisit it another time just to take it all in again, knowing where it goes and knowing that I actually ended up liking it because I really didn't like it like 20 minutes in. But knowing that I like certain parts of it, I want to go back and watch it again at some point. But it's not a great mood movie. It's not something that's going to be
dude,
like,
it sets you up.
I think I'll go to the club tonight.
Yeah, you just need to go to church tonight after it's over. And like I don't know, dude, it's like going to a BDSM club one time and like walking out like you just got fucked by 3 camels and be like, you know what, that was an experience, but I don't think I'll revisit it. Because I don't like pain and that really hurt. But yeah, again, dude, I feel so weird. Like I don't know how to say it. Like, dude, I took a nap. Like after it was over, I felt so mentally exhausted and just weird.
Yeah,
but even then, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to sleep. I just wanted to lay there and stare at the ceiling and wonder if the aliens ever came down. Are we going to get the ET kinds or are we going to get these fucking assholes?
Yeah, it's not a good mood movie, man. It's not going to make you feel happy for the day. So watch it when you're in the right mind state to watch it and you just want to watch some fucked up shit. That's the best way I could say
watch
it.
Watch it with somebody, too. And yeah, watch it with like a friend or something. And don't watch it alone in the dark drinking bourbon. You are fucked then. You are so fucked. If there was a picture of fucked in the dictionary, if you did this, that would be you in that dictionary if you watched this in that way. You like that. Fucked.
That one scene with the kid, though, I won't give any context to give spoilers, but you know the scene where the kid starts to get fucked up and he comes over and he comes down and he's like, the hospital's really far away. And he walks over and just pours himself a drink and just sits next to the kid and starts mixing it. And she's like, your son is sick and this is what you're going to do. He's like, well, I mean, under the circumstances, yes.
I like that one. Yeah, when he was on, I like the part where he was being interviewed on TV and she was like, were you drinking when you saw this? And he was like, I like bourbon. It's from Texas. And then she was like, well, he's like, I had a few beers last night, but I wasn't drunk today, and then I like to enjoy some bourbon now. And then Nicolas Cage is watching it and getting pissed off. He goes, it would have killed somebody to give me a comb, tell me my hair was messed up. He's like, oh, fuck me. He's like, I didn't say UFO, you said UFO.
That shit's, I totally forgot about that, man. He's like, I mean, I like a glass of bourbon every once in a while, you know. It's from Texas. Jesus Christ. But yeah, definitely, if you're, it's definitely a movie worth checking out. It's worth your time if you want to check it out, rent it, whatever. When it's available to rent, it's playing in the movie theaters right now and some smaller ones. But
times,
yeah. But just go see it when you're in the right mood for something real fucked up that's going to make you feel like you need to change your underpants.
Absolutely, have a diaper on just in case. That's always a good way out.
I'm looking for Ray Finkel and a new pair of shorts.
I've shit my pants, is what he's saying.
But we are going to go now and review the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which is a nice palate cleanser after watching this. I'll fucking tell you that.
It was nice to get away from this whole goddamn space fuckery.
Yeah. Alpaca.
I'm not, if I ever see an alpaca, instantly this movie's going to fucking get in my head and I'm going to shoot it in its face.
But yeah, so that's it, man. We love your fucking faces. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. This one goddamn way I'm up in the
Ride an alpaca and have an Arnold Palmer, you bastards.
It's alpaca.
Arnold Palmer.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.